welcome my crafty friends and creatives from around the globe. Welcome to Hither and Yon Studio. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I have a lot of new subscribers on the channel, and I just want to say hello, hello, hello. And thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate you being here. You guys make my day. Really, you have no idea how much joy it gives me to know that you're out there and enjoying the videos. So thank you. Today we're in the craft room early. You can hear Roger, the craft room mascot, chirping in the background, and he's going to join us today. And I also have my morning coffee and my Rise and Shine mug, which is almost gone, so I'm going to have to go get me another cuppa. And I thought I'd jump in here because last night I posted a video with some new junk journal page spread ideas, and I got a lot of comments that were kind of asking about the hidden paperclip and some other things. So I'm going to do some process videos. The first one being the hidden paperclip, because it's one of those kind of a junk journal 101 type makes, and I figured I'd put this on a beginner's list. I think I have one, but if not, I'll create one, and then we'll start making some kind of very beginner videos. But I'm pretty sure I have one. Anyway, I have a couple of really basic supplies here. I just have some papers that I have, like, I print out a lot of neutral papers that I can use for various things. And this one's part of my Big Bold Bugs kit, so I had some leftovers. And these are the collage pages that we made in the Canva video. I'll try to put a card up here so you guys can get to that video. It'll also be in the description box below, so you can go see it after this video if you'd like to. So I'll use some of these because they're the perfect kind of shape in some cases for hidden paper clips. So we'll do that. I have some tabs, because the one that I made, let me bring that out quick, that people were asking about, was on top of this flip, and it comes off, and so they kind of look like this, right? And my original idea for these came very early on, making paper clips. And then I saw a video by the Raven Compendium, and they're on YouTube. And I did make a bunch of these, so I have another process video for these, but I'm going to make a newer one and put this in the beginner, because if that one's in there, we'll have two. It's fine. What happens is videos get kind of pushed down by YouTube. So when you make a new one, it comes back out and everybody gets to see it. And since I have new subscribers, yada, yada. So the Raven Compendium showed me this version, and I have kind of stuck with it. I've gravitated towards it. I really like it. It's easy to do, and it works really well when you have a lot of scraps or longer strips, which I have a ton of. So very easy. The key here is to know what size paper clip you're working with, because your paper clip tends to need to be smaller than the paper when you fold it in half. Okay, so we end up folding these in half, and I'll show you in a minute, but once we clip this on there, you want it to be, you don't want it to hang over the edge. Now, if it does, and that's the only scrap you have, we can work with it, but I'm going to show you the traditional way that we do them, and then you can kind of improve on it, right? I'm just going to take a sip of coffee because my throat is a little scratchy in the morning. Okay, moving on. All right, so let's make one. You need 2 pieces of paper, and this one's a little too thin for this, so let me just cut off maybe a piece of this. You want one paper to be bigger than the other for this particular one. Now, you can make them both the same size, and that also works. Let's see. Let's be about there. Not rocket science, so we can work with whatever we get, but basically what I'm going for is a piece that is slightly smaller than the one under it. Like so. And I've learned that the paper clip actually pulls this top piece up a little bit, so you'll see that the sides are a little wider than this area. What I like to do is I fold them in half and I round the corners, but you don't have to. I just like the way that looks. I think it's a nice look to these paper clips, and it helps it go over the page sometimes. So I'm going to do that to both of these. Just the bottom here. Hope you guys are having a good day, morning, evening, night. I don't know where you are, but I hope it's great. And of course, I'm going to ink. And now this is going to go on top of this. When you put this over the page, you could see some of this white. And if you don't like that, you kind of want to go in there and get rid of it. That's just me, but it may not matter as much to you. And then this is our top piece, so we'll just go around and grunge it up a little. Now you can decorate these any way that you like. The possibilities are endless, and what I tend to do is make a bunch of these that are kind of neutral, and then I add designs to them. This one you're not going to see the inside at all because this is the part that's going to glue down, the top one, the smaller one. So you don't need to worry about that one. But you can add in whatever the theme is of your journal later. So if you're feeling uninspired, this is a good little project to do just to kind of maybe get your mojo going. Okay, and so now we want a paper clip that is going to be smaller when it goes over the edge, and it actually has to fit under this other paper. Okay, because we have to hide it. It's a hidden paper clip. That's the point. So in this case, it's just slightly hanging over that, but that's fine. As long as I can glue it down and you can't see that paper clip, that works. Now, if your paper clip is a little longer, then let's say your paper, I don't have a good example, of course, but you know, if it's hanging over the edge, what you can do is in this top piece, you can cut a little slit and you can push that paper clip through. Let me see if I have one. That's okay. But the paper clip, well, we'll do one, so then you'll see. But this one fits, so we're just going to so we're taking the bigger one, we're putting our paper clip over it all the way down, 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 down. It doesn't matter which is on which side, but you do want it to be centered so that your paper clip looks centered. Then you're going to take this piece and you're going to put glue on it. All right, I like to use the 3-in-1 because we're working with a paper clip, so it's not just paper we're gluing to. And I glue this whole piece, especially down by the bottom, because that one was a little, because it's just about to the edge of the page, so I want to make sure I get a lot of glue there. And then we just put this down on here like this. Okay, and we hold it and let it dry. I tend not to push in the middle because then you get kind of that outline of the paper clip. And as you can see, if you have two pieces the same size, this will also work. So you'll just have a piece like this, you know, two pieces like that, and one piece will be over the other, and you can kind of work it that way too. But you see how this kind of jumped up a little? You can kind of almost see it on the corner there. I've come to to learn that, and then this space looks a little more even now all the way around. Okay. And then I just go and grab me a tab that fits. So this one will work good. I tend to not let them want to go over the edge, but this is a pretty large one. I'm just going to stamp mine with a background stamp that has some script on it. This way we just give it a little something. Need a page from a book. And I have some ink out. So this is a coffee archival ink, which I think will work good with this. And then I'll just, like so, just to give it a little something. And since we have it out, let's get this one. Actually, let me add a little more ink because I don't know where that went. There we good. And I have this one. There we go. All right, so these background stamps are really great for things like that. So if you can go get yourself one of these script background stamps, you can use it for so many things. It's one of my favorite tools in my craft room, so I'm always grabbing it. I use it on tissue paper when I wrap up my products when they go out and things like that. So it's such a universal piece. And then of course we're gonna grunge this up, and that is that. But we'll do a couple more. I'll show you some variations on it, and I'll show you how to make one of the tabs if you don't have a tab maker. And if you've been on the channel a while, you've seen me do this, but if you're new, maybe you haven't and you'll want to see it. So since I have this glue out, I'm going to use it. You don't need to. I could use my my Not Art glitter glue. And then I just kind of stick that on there like that. And it makes a nice tab. And these are fun too, just to put on the top of your journal everywhere for tabs. So you could put a word on there or whatever you want to do. We'll just let that dry. And that is your hidden paper clip. And then it just slides over the page like so. And then you can decorate it any way you want. Lovely, right? I love it. All right, let's do one with one of these pages from the Canva collage video, because they're really fun. I really like this one, but this direction is this way. What do we have on here? This rose pattern might work really well, so let's cut that out. I'll just use a pair of scissors to make it easier. She says, as she can't cut a straight line to save her life. And these are free over on the Ko-Fi page. We made them in the video, and then I just gave them to you guys. So if you want to get these pages, they're there. And if you want to learn how we made them, check out the video, because it's a fun, super easy make. And I gave you the templates and everything, so I made it as easy as I can for you. All right, and we'll fold this one in half, and I think I'll use the smaller paper clip this time, since it's a smaller piece of paper. But let's see, maybe I can... Depends where this falls, right? Because I'm going to put another piece on top. Yeah, that's a little too long for me, so it's fine. It'll work with a smaller paper clip. And then I need a piece to go over the top of it, but I don't want it to be too big. Maybe this. Oh, that's good. Directional. Let's see with this. I can cut it to size. So just another use for these collage pages, right? I love them. They're so versatile. You can get so many uses out of them. And I, just want to make a ton of them. They're so much fun to make too. That's the thing. Like, it's addicting. Kind of like jelly plate prints, right? All right, we'll cut it down just a bit more. I'll fold it in half and see where we are. Wow, maybe I need to do my cutting early in the morning. It seems to be working better. Okay, so this one's a little shorter. And you know what? If I leave this space here, it'll be good for like a word or something. So it's okay that it's a little shorter. But I do still want to round the corners. Maybe not as much this time. That is just the style that I like, and I've done them all the way around too, so you could do that if you want to. Okay, great. And I'm trying to see, I have some other colors of ink out here, so let me use it. I have some peeled paint I was working with. This is an oxide, so it's peeled paint from Ranger. I'm trying to be aware that, like, you guys may be very, very new But you don't need this. When I started, I was using eyeshadow. I was using markers and there's so many shoe polish you can use. I know that there's like a lot of different things that can be used. And then I just want to kind of touch it up with some brown. Just to kind of give it some depth. This one I'm going to do in Vintage Photo ink. So that was an oxide. This is an ink. And we'll do the inside a little. This one's got a design, so I'm not as worried about it. It's not as stark white, but we'll just get a little. And the outside. I don't know. I'm a fan of the grunge. It's my jam. So it's what I do. All right. And then same thing. And put our paper clip on. We will take this, put our glue on the smaller piece. Ooh, hello, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Glue. We're very, very happy to see me. Okay. And we'll stick this on like that. And again, I'm just holding the bottom and holding the sides. Just kind of waiting for the glue to dry. Now, if you use some other glue, it may take a little longer, a little less time to dry. This dries pretty quick, but it's not fully dry, right? It dries to where it'll hold on pretty quick, but then it needs some more dry time in there. And then, let's see, is there anything on here I can use as a word, or do I gotta go get a word? I got a little bee here. Look at that little bee stamp in there. Let me see if I can get him out of there. I'm trying not to ruin the entire sheet. I can just print more right now. Maybe we can use this in the bee journal that we're doing on the lives, right? That'll be fun. I love when a plan comes together. All right, so got this guy. We'll throw him on there, and then we'll put a little tab on him so he can go like right in the middle. A little wonky. Down because I gotta make room for my tab. Let's see. Will this one be cool? What do you think? I like that. We're gonna use this one. And it's black, so I don't really need to ink. And they go together really quick. As you can see, you can do a lot of these, and I'd love to have these stacked up, a stash of these ready to go, because I can just grab them and use them in various places, right? It makes it super easy for a page to come together. This wants to wiggle a lot, so I'm just kind of playing with it. There we go. And I'll just add a word or something to that. All right. So now we did the basics. We can do some longer ones too. And I've used these a lot. And so even though the paper clip isn't as long as the paper, it doesn't matter because you have lots of room to kind of play with these. And as long as the top clips, that's really all you need, right? So let's make a longer one. And now I have over here, I have some blue strips, so let's use one of these. And these are fun. I did one of these for the recent fairy journal I was working on. I am still working on. These journals are never ending for me. And it was kind of a cool idea. So this one isn't as long as that one, but it is longer. The one that I made for the fairy journal was a lot longer like this. But this will work just fine. And then, actually we can make, I don't know if this will be any longer. I don't think so. I don't think either of these will. Nope. All right, so we'll put one of these over the top. Let's go with this one. Why not? And I'll make it a little thinner. Why? I don't know. Just because I decided so. You could even do it off to the side if you wanted to. Let's do that. And I'm going to cut a little off the bottom. So they don't have to be, you know, kind of uniform as long as the paper clip works, right? The paper clip's are going to go under there. It'll still go over the page. And then you could put a flower or a word or something there. Let's round the corners. And if you are new, you may not even know what this is. So this is the We Are Memory Keepers corner rounder. It's a very popular tool, and I got mine at Hobby Lobby, I think, or Amazon. It's on both. Most craft stores carry it, but I know it's definitely on Amazon. And I do have a bunch of my favorite things down in the description box with links over to Amazon. And I think there's a couple other miscellaneous links in there. So, and let me just do the inside, especially of this one, because it's going to be a little longer. So if you're looking for an item I'm using, you can kind of go down there. And if you don't know how to get to the description, and I know this is different on every device, but there's usually a title and some words for the description of the video, under the video, or to the right of the video, or somewhere on your TV. And if you click the more, it's like 3 dots, and then the more, it'll open up the description, and you can page down, and it's usually at, excuse me, towards the bottom. Let me get a sip of coffee. All right, we're back. And so what I did with the one in the fairy journal was I put a butterfly at the end of it. I kind of made it really long, and then I took a big butterfly and I put it at the end of it. And if you want to see that, it's in the recent fairy journal video that I did on the channel. So if you just go and look at videos and then recent, you'll find it. Like that. And we'll put our paper clip on. I'm going to use the bigger one again. And then we'll just clip that on like that. And for this one, you can do a tab, but it will be off center, but you don't have to do the tab on this. So we will just glue this down. Give it a minute to get there. I'm very impatient with my 3-in-1 glue. It takes a little longer to travel to the tip than my regular glue, so I get a little impatient. And again, I'm using this because we have a paper clip involved, not just paper. Okay, and if you are doing a skinny strip like this, just make sure it is wide enough on both sides to go over the paper clip and glue down to the page underneath. Okay, you don't want the paper clip showing, that's the key. Sort of straight. And you could stamp a word on there before you put it on, or if you have a long like floral stamp or something, maybe a sticker that you like. You could also I don't know, maybe if you're an artist and you can sketch really well, you could do a little sketch. I am when I go slow, but I can't do that in videos. It would take forever. All right, and so just like our other ones, this will just slide over the page, and you could do it sideways on the page, so this way, or you could, you know, obviously do it on the top like that. And we can put a little tab on top. I'll just show you a quick way to make a tab. If you don't, let's use this. If you don't have any tabs, or you don't have a tab maker, so this is pretty small. you just take a piece of paper, and you want it to be smaller. Well, I do. I like them smaller than the space that they're going in, like this. Okay, and then you just can take a hole punch. I have like a little mini 1/2-inch punch here. And up here at the top, where the fold is, you just cut off like a corner, like this. And there, you have a tab. And then that can go on here. You can also just put it on as a flat square. I've seen a lot of people do that. I am going to cut just a little off the bottom because I think it's a little too tall for my liking. And then we'll just add a little ink. But that is a quick way to make a tab. You could also take a couple of circles and punch them. I've done this as well. So let me use this one. No, I don't want to use that one. Let's use this. You take a couple of circles like this and glue one to one side and one to the other and have a little tab like that. And then you could put, you know, you could stamp something in the center, or you could put a little sticker in the center, or a piece of ephemera or an embellishment of some type. And then that can be a little tab too. So there's a couple of different ways you can make some tabs. If you don't have a tab maker, it's no big deal. You just work with what you have, right? Because we want to have fun in our craft room, and we don't want to be stalled by not having a tool or something like that. It's just important to get started. I've seen some really cool tabs made with just a square on top or a rectangle, and then just some paper thrown over them or some tape or something. But anyway, you get the idea. And that is the video, guys. I don't really think we need much more than that. All right, future Deirdre coming in here. I realized I didn't show you guys how to do the one if your paper clip was too long. So I just wanted to show you that quick. And then we'll end the video. So maybe stick around and watch me do this. I'm just inking it up, but we'll go through this quick. And actually I have to round the corners, so yeah, I'm like cleaning up and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't do that one. So all right, this is if your paper clip is too long for your top piece, which happens. You might have a scrap that and plus this will allow you to add a little more embellishment. Okay, so here's the papers. Here's the paper clip. When I put the paper clip on here, you can see that it's too close to really, and it's going to go past where I need to glue it. Could you do that? Yes, you could. But then you see the paper clip and it's not hidden. So what you want to do is kind of push it up, and we're going to put a little slit there. You can do this any way that you want, but I tend to use a craft knife. Try not to knock over my coffee. And I just kind of, let me just ink this so I can see. I'm on the other side now. And I eyeball it. And usually I make my hole a little bigger than I need it. But I'm just going to put a slit in the center here. Okay, with my craft knife. And if you can want to use a pair of scissors or whatever, that's fine too. So now we have a little slit in there. And then I'll kind of come in with my ink. And you're going to push your paper clip through that slit now. All right, so now it'll rise up higher than, so you have some room to glue underneath, right? Let's see where I want it. And so that part will stick up. We'll just glue this down. And then you can take a piece of ribbon or string or yarn or embroidery floss or whatever you have and put it on the top and make a little, you can tie it, you can loop it through, whatever you want to do, and make a little lacy ribbon on top, like that. Okay, and you could do a bunch of them, bunch of ribbons if you want, depending on how far up your paper clip is. And then when you put this over your page, these will kind of stick out and give you some floof. All right, off we go. You can always go back and rewatch it if something didn't make sense, but it wasn't a lot of time, and we made 3, right? And if you're you have a lot of paper strips already cut out, you can assembly line these and mass make them and just have a bunch laying around. So when you're making journals or whatever, you can use them. These also make great bookmarks inside of books for reading. If you have a reader and you want to give them a little gift package, you can make up a bunch of these with some colors or some designs that they like and give them to them. I've used them that way. They're also great for marking catalogs. So if you're doing some perusing through catalogs for birthdays or Christmas or some other holiday and you want to mark off some pages, you can use some of these to do that. And you see they go together really quick. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And look for this on the beginners tutorial list. And I'll have some new videos coming out as well. Leave me a comment if there's something you'd like to see me do that may be new to you, and then I'll add it to the repertoire and we can cover it here. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day or night, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye.